We filming? Yeah, we are. Good morning, everybody. The time is, what's that clock say?
It says something.
It says 6:08.
6:08. It's 6:08 a.m. and we're at Santee. Of course, Town Square, Trolley Town Square. It's dark, sun's not out. It's freezing. The weather forecast this morning said that it was going to be 43 degrees start. Feels like 37, and then race starts at 7:30. At around 7:30, it should be around 47, and I don't think it's gonna go above 55 for the first hour. So it's gonna be freaking cold. I think we're the first ones here. Not a single person, and sun's not even here. So I'm excited.
So for this race, Selena and I decided to do 10 kilometers. We were originally planning on doing the longer distances. Like, I wanted to do the 35K, and I think Selena wanted to do 20K, but both of us were suffering from the same kind of shin injury. Since this race, I have cured the problem, but leading up, I think I got injured around November, and that caused the plan of attack at the race to change. Definitely, I wanted to be in the running for either 35-kilometer position on the Pan Am Cup team or just be in contention for some money at this national championship. But hey, that's how it goes. You got to kind of change the plans, and it's really not that big of a deal, because I think that when we started to make the plans of doing 10K, we ended up being very excited about it because we haven't touched the 10K distance in a while, but also it gives us an opportunity to kind of let loose and really go after a shorter distance in a fun way. 10K is just that perfect distance where you don't have to worry about the recovery afterwards, which is one of the cool details that after this race was done, I was able to continue rolling into my training, which is not necessarily something you would be able to do if you were chasing after a 35 kilometer. It takes a bit to recover from, honestly. So we were having a lot of fun. My goal was to go sub 45, which is what I got. I think I finished 44:36, I think. And as this race was kind of progressing, I was trying to do as many kilometers sub 4:30 as I possibly could. There's a few minor things that I'm trying to fix in the training. Currently, I think I'm in better shape than I was at the start of this race. But on the bright side, I got a really cool opportunity to start the race off with some of the best walkers in the world. Some Mexican nationals, former number one, current number one, Perseus Karlstrom was in the race. I don't know what his current ranking is, but he's for sure top 5 in the world. Getting the opportunity to kind of brush shoulders with some of those guys is really, really cool, especially, just kind of putting yourself in that environment to know what that feels like. And speaking of which, I was reading a book the other day about how to kind of convince yourself to achieve great things. And one of the best tips that I read from the book was that in order to believe that you're capable of doing something, you have to put yourself in the environment that exposes you to what it feels like to achieve that thing. So imagine that you want to walk with some of the best athletes in the world. If you put yourself in a position where you are literally walking with some of the best athletes in the world, even if it's not for the entire race, but for a certain period of the race, you're exposing your brain and your body to what that feels like to walk alongside them. So you're expanding your consciousness to believe that it's possible, but at the same time, you're quite literally living in the experience and feeling what that feels like. If you can't have the entire pie, having a slice of the pie is definitely a great thing to have. So as I was finishing up this race, I was able to collect some information and really just kind of have some feedback to take back home so that I could continue to improve in the future. But this was a ton of fun. A big congratulations to everybody who raced. Really, honestly, I think the other thing I was really excited for was to finish the race, have a good result, and also pull out the brand new camera that Selena got for me so that I can go take some shots. Selena also had a great race. This was also a debut for 2 of our new race walking athletes, Dominic and Steven. Steven had already race walked a race, so he was chasing after a PR. I think he PR'd by 2 minutes, and for Dominic, it was a debut race for him. So they both got really fantastic times for this race so early in the season. They're moving into their track seasons now. And as for me and Selena, we are also moving into our track seasons. There's a shot of me getting photos. That was like 30 seconds after I had finished my race. I went to go get some sweats on because it was still freezing cold after we were done. And I went to go do some footage. But all in all, it was great. We're looking forward to the next couple of races. But other than that, just another day in the office, and it was really a lot of fun.